Hi, Zeus here. Today we're going to discuss Diamond Level 22 7-engine combat. One of the combats I'm going to show you was my fight with Lieutenant Dan. So I have to say that getting into level 22 for me was difficult because a lot of the people up here have a little bit better tech than I do, and I'm counting on winning a couple of more chests to get my tech tree fully built out, at which point should work out extremely well for me in the last day of the game, this warship season. You look down the tech tree past the 7th engine, you'll see haven't yet got the troop damage node unlocked until just now, and the next node is going to be a second boom cannon, doom cannon, and that's going to help a lot. And then there's another node that'll be very helpful after that. And I should be able to open up all those in the last day of the game, of the warship season. So this is a typical attack on these kinds of bases that are frequently appearing up at this level. And what I'm doing is one heavy chopper protecting 2 bombardiers and 2 groups of those on the left landing area, and then 1 heavy chopper with 1 boat of bombardiers with Dr. Kaban, who is constantly spawning additional troops and landing on the far right. And once you take down the last engine there, you have to flare up to the group of 2 engines up here. And hopefully your time is faster than your opponent, and along the way you haven't lost very many bombardiers. Here's another one I won close battle by 2 seconds. This base is a little bit different. It's almost like an X, and I actually took this one full on from the left. So one of the things you have to look out for here is doom cannons, and you don't want your heavy choppers to die in the first minute because they're not going to spawn as many heavies. And you also have to look out for rocket launchers flanking your bombardiers, or boom cannons flanking your bombardiers. There, I was not successful in keeping my heavy chopper alive. And then I had a bombardier straight over on the left there into the boom cannon, so that wasn't a happy moment. I threw down some critter boxes to clear the way there, and threw down a shock here in a second on the boom cannon so that my bombardiers could clear that area. Anyway, the rest of the attack is going very nicely, and my troops are spread out. I had to throw a second shock down there so that I didn't lose additional bombardiers. All but one of the rocket launchers are down. Still just 1 shock launcher now. Just took down the other shock launcher. Again, spamming some additional troops here, and taking down the sky shield. That was kind of a waste, throwing the critter box down. I should have probably waited until right now. And one of the keys here is flaring exactly right once you know that the other engine is going down and there's enough bombs in the air from your bombardiers. And it was that flare in the end that got me the win. Here's another example of more typical attack. Again, you got heavy chopper with bombardiers on the left, and heavy chopper with bombardiers on the far right. Sometimes I hit second wind right away with Dr. Devon because I don't want him to get killed, or sometimes he'll be attracted all the way across the warship deck because the troops around him aren't injured and the troops on the other side are, and then he starts running. So one way of stopping that is to trigger his second wind ability. And that shock there, that was pretty bad. I should have shocked the machine gun and the rocket launcher. And here I should have been a little more patient. Did not take out that machine gun and lost the number of bombardiers from my impatience. And then further delayed them because then they came back to get the machine gun anyway. So should have just let the machine gun die first, and then I would have saved some time.
Many hours later.
So I've talked about Lieutenant Dan several times before. If you notice on his warship deck, he's got the Global 500 trophy. And he's got that because at the end of, I think it was season 7, in the last few minutes, he beat me in the first battle we ever faced, and he got the Global 500 trophy and I didn't. So that's kind of a sad moment for me. And every other time that I've faced him since, I've actually beaten him. And here's another example. He's got more developed base than what I've showed you so far. He's got 2 Doom cannons underneath that sky shield there, and that's more of a challenge to not get your guys on the right blown up along the way. And you just got to be more diligent in throwing down some additional shocks to suppress it, or hitting second wind more times to generate troops that the Doom cannon goes after. You just don't want to lose your bombardiers. So here's his attack on my base. So I've got a grappler there and Doom cannon under the lower left sky shield, and he chose to do the front-on assault off the right landing strip, which is it's difficult to pull off, and you'll see in a second why. It's going pretty well up until now, and now he's going to be in the full range of the rocket launchers on the left and the Doom cannon under the sky shield, and there's another rocket launcher under there, and his bombardiers are just getting rocked at this point. So he finally took down the engine under there and then flared away. Lost a few more bombardiers on the way out, up to the 2 remaining engines under the sky shields up there. And notice he just doesn't have a lot of bombardiers left. So it takes him too long to chew through the 2 sky shields to get to the engine. And that was the difference. So as I get my last chest, I'll open up that troop damage node, and Lieutenant Dan already had that open, by the way, and then I'll be able to move up the leaderboard. Anyhow, with that win over Lieutenant Dan, I moved up to 343 on the US leaderboard. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and thanks as always to Hercules for the video editing.